Okay, so I just want to say thank you to those of you who are able to join. This week, I have 4 wonderful hosts. So you are from different parties. I have Sarah and Tina and Victoria and Lynnette. Okay, so my 4 hosts, I'm so grateful to you for allowing me to share with you and your friends, and I'm so glad that your friends are here to join as well. So I wanted to do a little bit of actually inviting you into my kitchen. I'm Kayla. You've been hearing from me through table this week and then through text as well, but welcome to my kitchen. It is messy. You can see that the counters are full. We're still, I had just said it's 6:30 here, so we've already had dinner. The dishes are piled up in the sink as is normal for my house, and that's okay. But what I really wanted to share with you tonight, I know the party is focusing on holiday meal planning and, appetizers and entertaining. We're going to get to desserts and gift giving in the next few days. So I thought going along with that, I would show you something that can actually work as an appetizer and as a dessert. And it's something you can use all through the year. It's not just for the holidays. So one of the mixes, the pantry items that Pampered Chef has is our brownie mix. I'll be honest, I love baking. I love baking more than I love cooking, and I love baking from scratch. So when I first saw that we had these, our pantry mixes, I was like, I can make that from scratch. But okay, I'll be honest, Friday nights when my kids are like, I want a dessert, and I am like tapped out of energy, these come in super handy because they're super easy. They're delicious. My kids love the brownies. So we're going to start mixing those up here. And I'm going to show you a few things that I do to kind of change it up that might make it a little bit more savory. So like I said, it could have that appetizer feel to it. So first thing I'm going to do is open my package here. So I will take that, and in my mixing bowl, we have these beautiful plastic mixing bowls. We now have a set of 3, so small, medium, and large. So this is my medium bowl, and I'm just going to dump that in there. And it calls for half a cup of melted butter or vegan butter, and then 2 eggs or the vegan equivalent. If you wanted to make this all vegan, you could. But my husband, sometimes he's smart about things, and he once had me make brownies with coconut oil instead of the oil that was suggested, and they're delicious. If you like Almond Joys or Mounds or just coconut anything, it's really, really good. So I actually use a half cup of coconut oil instead of the butter. So I have my Measure All cup here. This cup is super nice. We have a normal cup here with the measurements for liquids, but then when you turn it around, you're able to measure some solid things. So my coconut oil, I can do that. I can do that with honey or with peanut butter or syrup or ketchup. Sometimes it's just really, really convenient, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to move this down to a half cup. There we go. So that just shows me right here where I need to move that down. I am going to take my coconut oil here, and I've got a little mix and scraper, and I'm just going to start putting that in here. It's like I have just about enough coconut oil. And when I cook and when I bake, I am never super precise. Close enough is close enough for me. I know some people probably wouldn't agree with that, but that's how I look at it. Okay, so I have my coconut oil here, and I do need to melt it. I forgot to grab that bowl, so just a minute. Okay, so silicone bowls are amazing. If you don't have any silicone bowls, that's something I would suggest looking at. Actually, the first silicone bowl that I had came in my Pampered Chef kit about 5 years ago. Not something I ever would have purchased myself, but once I had it, I use it for all of the times that I need to melt butter, that I need to melt oil, that I need to melt anything else. I love it. And then it pours really easily too. But you can see here that I have my coconut oil, and then all I do is push out the bottom here. And that's it. If I need to, I can scrape this, but I really don't need too much. But all of my coconut oil is right there in my bowl then. So much easier than like scraping it into a measuring cup and then scraping it out of the measuring cup. It just pops right out. So that's one of those nice handy things. I'm going to pop this in the microwave super quick. Okay. And then while that is melting, I am going to take my eggs. So like I said, it calls for 2 eggs. And put that in there. Is there anybody here who has tried our pantry mixes, our baking mixes? You can put it in the chat or you can come off mute. It's okay if you haven't. Grab a towel quick. So while we're waiting for that to finish, what I'm going to do is when I mix this up, I'm going to use my Flex Plus. Okay. The Flex Plus is we call it a plus because it is a multi-tool essentially. It is a power tool. This is the main component and this is the battery. So everything that it's able to do, it does with the battery as opposed to having a cord. So it is a hand mixer, which is what we are going to use it for. It also attaches to an immersion blender. So you have that capability. And then it attaches to a food processor. It's incredible. It's amazing to be able to use all of those things without a cord. And it's so easy. And it's very easy to clean. All of the parts are easy to clean. I love it. So if you have any more questions about that, I would be happy to help you answer some of those questions. But like I said, what we're going to use it for is the food processor. So I have my power stick, I have the battery on there, and then I am just going to pop I said food processor, the mixer, the hand mixer. I'm going to pop the hand mixer part on there. And then I'm going to it comes with whisks and it comes with beaters. I'm going to use the beaters. That is better when you are mixing dry ingredients with wet ingredients. So that is what we're going to be using. Let me see if that coconut oil is done. Excellent. So this is the nice thing when you have these silicone bowls. They pour really easily. So they're really nice. Like if you had, chocolate that you were melting and then you wanted to drizzle it on something, you have more control. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I have to turn or push this right here. And then just like any other mixer, you have this switch that you kind of move up to make it go fast. Okay. Probably shouldn't start until I have it in the food so I don't make a mess in the bowl. So I'm going to go like this. Something with our Flex Plus is that you do not want to use it with a glass bowl. You want to make sure you have a plastic bowl. Glass can break with a hand mixer. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Let's see. Okay, now it does say to let the batter rest for 10 minutes. We're not going to do that all the way. I've made it before when we haven't done that and it's been fine. But I'm going to sit here a minute while I talk about our next item here. Okay, so one nice thing about this is that these are dishwasher safe. This you can just wipe down and then you're done. You just put it back in the cabinet. It's amazing. So you do have your button that ejects your whisks for you. And I'll just go put those in the sink. All right. So like I said, something you can do to make these a little bit more savory if you wanted to use them as an appetizer. I'm going to add some nuts to them. So some coconut brownies with some nuts. So we're kind of going for that almond joy theme here. So I have some pecan halves. And with that, I'm going to use our chopper. I want them to be smaller pieces. So this is our food chopper. It's wonderful for onions. I made pad thai tonight. So we had peanuts. So I chopped up some peanuts for that. I use it for peppers, anything that needs to be chopped up. It is amazing. This one is, just one of those tools that I use probably 4 nights a week. And then we have this little thing that goes underneath it, but that can double as a little mat for you. So I'm going to put my pecans in here. And like I said, just going to chop those up. So the more that you chop with this, the finer your pieces are. I'll just do a couple of times. And those are my nice pecan pieces. So I'm going to sprinkle those in here. And then I'm going to use my mix-in scraper to kind of fold those in. I love when I'm able to use that term. I don't know if we have any other Schitt's Creek fans on here, but anytime I have a recipe where I'm folding something in, it just brings me joy. All right. So you can see there we have this nice brownie mixture with the pecans. So next, what I am going to do is, like I said, if we want to make these as an appetizer or as a dessert, you can come through, Clara. This is my house. My family's here. My dog just ran through the kitchen. It's fine. Okay. So we have this brownie bite pan. So one of the Pampered Chef favorites is our brownie pan, where you have 12 different wells for brownies. So essentially every brownie that you have is an edge piece, right? Apparently people really like the corners of brownies. I'm an inside girl. I like the inside pieces. However, these are still really good, right? So this is amazing. You have 24 different slots. And, you think about if you were to put things out for a party, say a holiday party, and you just want little bites of things. Can be brownies, can be cheesecakes, we have a few other really yummy recipes as well that go with this. So different little bites that you can put out. And like I said, not just for the holidays, like if you were having an open house for, a graduation, or an open house for a housewarming party, or if you were throwing somebody a shower or just having a brunch, right? We like those little bite-sized things. So that is just a really, really useful idea for any of those sort of entertaining opportunities. So we're going to bake our brownies in here. So we just end up with brownie bites. Some people really like it too, just for portion control, right? So you can just have one little bite of something and call that good. So before we put our batter in there, I'm going to grease this pan. It is a nonstick pan. However, we know that it's still good to grease it. We always say do not spray like Pam or other nonstick cooking spray on your Pampered Chef pans, because it's going to gunk them up. Really, on any pan, it's going to gunk them up. Olive oil is the best thing. So even if you just have a bowl of olive oil and you have a brush, go ahead and just brush that in the wells. I have my oil spritzer here. So I pumped it up and I'm just going to spray in here my olive oil. Because it's olive oil, it's not going to gunk up the pan, but it's still going to do a great job of coating that so that they come out really, really nice. Okay. And then I have my small scoop, my small stainless steel scoop. These are wonderful for cookies. Also perfect for these, the portions in these wells in this brownie bite pan. So I am just going to go through, whoops, and get a scoop in each well here. Not going to make you guys watch me do this 24 times. But like I said, the scoop is very handy for making that happen and doing it pretty quickly. Once that's all done, I'm going to throw it in the oven and we're going to end up with some really amazing brownie bites. Let's see. One of the last things that I wanted to say, a couple things, is that I highly recommend with this brownie bite pan, this cake tester and releaser, mostly for the releaser piece. We know that when we have cake or brownies that's in a regular pan, you can use your, rubber scraper or your serving spatula to kind of get the edges up. But with these, really the only other thing that fits in there is a fork, and you don't want to scratch your pan. So having one of these is super, super helpful. And then the other thing, the last thing, is that we do actually have a set right now where if you were to purchase the brownie pan with the brownie mix as a set, then $1 will go towards Feeding America. And it actually goes towards the local food pantry of your host. So it's a cool opportunity to get something for you or get something as a gift and also give back as well. So that's what I had to show you guys tonight. I know we're all on mute, but like I said, you can use the chat or you can come off mute. Do you have any questions about this or anything else? Okay. I'm going to take that as a no for now. But you all have my number, so you can text me with any questions that you have. The cats in your party, in your table party, are there, and I am checking them. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in there and I'll do my best to answer them. I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight, and thanks to everybody watching the replay. And yeah, we'll see you the rest of the week. Have a good night.